Welcome to my research book for my final major project for fashion design. We begin with some inspiration and some preliminary ideas, and his little scene I picked up from Debenhams when it was open, and some thoughts from newspaper clippings of the time. For this project I wanted to keep it really personal, so I looked back at my dad's old basketball pictures from when he would go on holiday with his friends. My dad has always, for as long as I can remember, been obsessed with basketball. He grew up playing it, helped him stay out of trouble, and eventually it had an effect on me as I used to play the sport as well, and we would always go and watch his games on the weekends, bring my friends along and have a bounce around in half time. My nostalgia for my teenage years and times kind of spent carefree made me want to delve into why he loved the sport so much, so I got hooked on the Last Dance documentary on Netflix. From the players' on and off court style and their little polo tops and their training rooms, I was just quite inspired by the whole 90s and 80s old school basketball looks. My dad grew up watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls, so this was really nice just to kind of live in that time. I was initially looking at functional details and thought because of the pandemic maybe I could use something to our advantage, make people's lives a bit easier, but to also pay homage to the 80s and the 90s as a more grungier and carefree time. Here I'm doing a bit of background research into the media and the culture and the music of the 90s. My dad's always loved hip-hop and R&B, so it's nothing out of the ordinary for me, and it was really comforting to listen. My sister and I refound our love of Mario over lockdown, and so I thought, why not use some of the graphics and the colours as inspiration to kind of create a more uplifting, a more joyful collection. Here I just took another route down more family ventures, so my great-granddad was in Dad's army and I wanted to maybe look at some functionality features of the garments there from the Second World War. But I also found a lot of inspiration from the cap sleeves and the muscle tees and the mock necks that the players would wear. It also helps that the players have great attitudes and brought a great smile to my face, which I hope this collection does. Because I'm so picky with my colour choices and my fabric choices, I really wanted to make sure I claimed the cloth this time and was experimenting with some leather paints and dyes and creating my own prints. Also taking the basketball theme literally, I made some basketball nets and experimented with different knots so I could make some accessories out of them or add them to garments. Stay tuned for part 2.